Guys, what's going on? We're back at it, out for a couple of late night reps. I didn't do much today. I did some stretching earlier, 20-minute yoga routine, just to grease the gears a little bit. And I decided to come out tonight, and just do a few quick sets, nothing crazy. We'll do some pulling. I'm going to use my rings. We'll do some rows. We'll do some squats with the kettlebell slash dumbbell. And we'll do some dips. So that's it. We'll do pull, squat, and we'll dip. Just stretching out a little bit more here. I like this squat position. When I first started doing this squat position, I guess a couple of years ago, I would tip over, my knees would ache and everything. But again, it just goes back to what? The consistency, right? It's not, we're all looking for the quick fix. We're all looking for, the magic pill, but it's not there. That's not where the results are. The results are in what you do consistently, day in and day out, over time. And like I said, there's nothing sexy about it, and that's why people get frustrated. And I made a post about, I said, if you're watching other people making progress and it triggers your guilt, well, it's not on the guy you're watching making progress, it's on you, right? It's up to you. You can do the work. You could choose not to do the work. It's going to be on you. But if you want to spend your time scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and looking for the magic answer, looking for the shortcut, it's not there. I guarantee it's not there. I can tell you that for a fact. All right, so we'll start off with 10 rows, and then we'll jump into some squats, and then we'll hit that dip bar. All right, that's going to be the set, guys. 10, 10, and 10. So like I said, it's all on you. If you're going to do the work, do it. But don't point fingers at other people that are doing it and make excuses for why they're doing it. Well, if I had that guy's time, we all have the same amount of time each and every day, right? If I had that guy's circumstance, well, if I was that guy, I'd be able to do it. Well, he's probably on steroids. He's doing TRT. He's doing this. He's doing that. All the excuses in the world for why somebody else is doing more than you or doing better than you, and you don't look in the mirror. All right, 10 reps. So I'm doing these rows tonight. Mentioned in a couple of the videos, I've been having some issues with some tendonitis in my elbow. Really both of them, but this one is a lot worse. And it's really, really aggravating when I do a pull-up. More so with a pronated grip. I've actually done a couple of chin-ups. If I reverse my grip, it seems to take the tension, the pressure off. But I decided to stay away from the pulls completely for a little bit. I'm relatively certain that it was a result of me doing the weighted pull-ups. And I think I was doing them too often and doing too many reps. I should have pared back a little bit, but you live and learn. But this pulling motion, I'm actually not feeling it, which is good. So I can still work the back, work the grip, work the arms a little bit, and not get all that pressure on the elbow. And hopefully over time it'll heal up. But again, it's certainly not an excuse to do nothing, right? We have to be adaptable. Okay, there's 3 sets down. So what I've been doing with this, if any of you guys have these issues, the tennis elbow, the golfer's elbow, it really is, the tendon is overworked. They call it a repetitive use injury, right? And you have that inflammation in and around the elbow. A tennis elbow is on the outer part. Golfer's elbow would be on the inner part. But basically the same injury / condition. So what many people do is you might do some type of massage, hot and cold therapy. In my case, I do have a massage gun. I certainly don't massage right on the elbow, but in the general area. I have what's called a TENS machine. Basically, you put pads on your arms and it hits you with an electrical current. It's not really healing anything. It's not speeding up the healing process, but it's kind of alleviating the pain to some degree. What I don't do, what I try to stay away from, and I don't suggest to people, is that if you have a condition like this, there's inflammation there. But again, I've spoken about this in other videos. The inflammation is actually your body's way of healing. So when you do things like Motrin, any of the NSAIDs, Aleve, whatever, anything, any type of drug that's considered an NSAID, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. In the name, it's anti-inflammatory, so it artificially reduces that inflammation, takes the inflammation away. That is actually it's gonna relieve the pain temporarily, but in the long run, it's gonna extend or elongate the healing process, because you're getting rid of your body's response, which is the inflammation, which is, like I said, the healing process. So I try to stay away from those. And so far, I've been able to. And again, you have to adapt. So if I can't do the pull-ups, we're going to do these rows or whatever other exercise I could do and not aggravate the situation. I believe this is round 4. 4 down. So, you know, that's a fact of life, guys. If you're doing this, anything exercise related, whether you're in the weight room, down to body weight calisthenics, yoga, any type of exercise modality, at some point, you know, law of averages, something's going to tweak, something's going to break down, and you're going to have an issue. Now, depending on the severity, you know, you always want to look for a workaround, unless it's 100% necessary. And in most cases, it's not. When it comes to this stuff, you want to avoid doing nothing. Doing nothing should be the very last option. The very last option. Again, you want to look for things, in my case with an injury like this, the hot and cold therapy, the massage, the TENS machine, the electric pulses, stretching with the rubber bands, and things like that. And you have to look for ways. Again, I figured my elbow, anything I do with it, it's going to bother it. And I came out and I just played around. I got up, put my rubber bands up. I tried to do a pull-up. I actually did some last week. It was feeling pretty good. But again, I guess I just aggravated the situation. I should have given it a little more time. You live and learn again. But anyway, I tried that. I did try the pull-ups a while back. They seemed to work fine. And then when I use the rings, with the rings, your arms aren't locked in any one position. So your wrists and your hands will move. So I think that's it. I'm just naturally pulling in a way that's taking the tension off the elbow. Round 5. All right, that's 7 rounds down, guys. 3 more to go. So I'd also be remiss talking about recovery from anything, right? It's diet. It's part of your diet. Obviously the rest, but the diet is a big part of it. Because although we want that inflammation at the site of the injury, again, because that's your body doing its job, the healing process. But if you eat in a way that you have high blood sugar, high insulin levels, high cortisol levels, all that's going to drive inflammation, systemic inflammation throughout your body. That's not good. That's not the stuff that we're looking for, right? We want to keep that inflammation systemic inflammation down in the body. Conversely, if there's an injury, you twist your ankle, you overdo it with your elbows or anything else, and you have that swelling, that inflammation, again, that's your body doing the healing. But in addition to all the other modalities that I mentioned, the diet is going to be a big part of it. You want to eat in a way that's going to keep that systemic inflammation down. You're not damaging your organs. And what are the culprits? It's everything we always talk about. The seed oils, the highly processed carbs, the junk food, the soda, everything. And you all know what it is. You know, you really don't have to turn on YouTube and listen to me tell you what not to eat. I think most people know what the bad stuff is and when they're doing it. And you'll justify it. Well, I didn't have time to cook. I didn't have time to shop. I'm not really sure what to eat. It takes planning. It takes, and if you legitimately don't know what to eat, the information is there. Granted, you have to sift through a lot of bullshit because you don't know which way to go, but you have to find your own way, sort of. You have to be a vegan, otherwise you're going to give yourself a heart attack. You have to be a carnivore. If you eat plants, they're going to kill you. There's anti-nutrients in all the plants. So I get it. There's a lot of muck out there and you have to sift through it. But I promise you that you can find the answer. And really, it's going to be trial and error, because I can't tell you, I could tell you what I eat and what I think is working for me. You could try it. It might work for you. It might not. It might not agree with you, but there's always something else. You'll always find something that's going to work for you and give you the results that you want. And again, you have to eat for how you want to look. So if you're going to sit there and bullshit yourself and say, well, you know, I'm going to eat my pizza, drink my beer, eat my Pop-Tarts and all this other shit, and then you're going to run to Planet Fitness and get on a treadmill, and that's going to be a penance, and it's all going to go away. Never, ever, ever going to happen. You're doing the damage inside. So what you do outside isn't going to fix the inside. So it's what you pour down your throat day in and day out. We're on set 8, guys. Set 8. Got three more rounds to go. Nine rounds down, 1 to go. So that's it. Diet's a big part of it. All the other things we mentioned, your sleep, right? Well, again, I get it. None of this stuff is sexy, but these are the things you have to do consistently. If you have a ton of weight to lose, if you got all these chronic issues, high blood pressure, you're overweight, you got the big belly, you got everything else going on, you're on medications, don't tell me that you need a cheat day. Don't tell me you deserve a cheat day, right? You deserve to get yourself healthy. That's what you deserve to do. Now, whether you want to do it like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's on you. If you want to just keep going along thinking, hey, I'll wait till January 1st, new year, new me, right? Or, You know, well, I can't do it right now, but, you know, because I have kids and because whatever excuse you come up with, right? You can work around that. You can find a way. Because if there's anything else, if somebody invited you to a party, if somebody gave you free tickets to the Super Bowl, if somebody gave you something else that you really liked enjoy doing this, you would find a way to do it. But any little excuse not to take care of your health, you'll fall back on it. Well, what can I do? What do you expect me to do? I have to do this instead. I really would. You know, if I didn't have to do this, I'd be out there working out. I'd be out at the park working out. I'd be out in my backyard at 10 o'clock at night, right, doing a couple of reps. But you'll come up with every excuse not to when it comes to your health. But when it comes to the easy stuff in life, all of a sudden, you're like a mastermind. You can zig and zag. You could, you know, find ways to do whatever you want to do. All good. Oh, don't worry. Oh, yeah, I'll do this tomorrow. I'll put this off till then. This can wait till then. I don't have to worry about that. That's not that important. I'm going to go to the football game. I'm going to go do this with my friends. I'm going to go hang out and get high. I'm going to, right? You can find time for all that stuff. So it's a mindset shift. It's priorities. Put your health number one. And everything else goes behind that. There's a long line of shit in all of our lives. So don't preach to me about, well, you don't know what I have going on. You don't know what I have going on, right? We all have things going on. But the number one thing in your life should always be at the front of the line. Health is always number one. It's always going to be the first one online. Last round, guys.